Champions League is back again and it's match day 4, but that means prediction time. And this week we're joined by a super special guest because his club aren't even in the Champions League. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Good Vibes John. Welcome to the channel again, John. How are you doing, my man? Thank you so much for coming on.
I don't know, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
It has been.
Great, thank you for having me. It's been a while. But I'm excited. I'm excited. I know United aren't in the Champions League, but at least we can talk about it still. Yeah.
Well, today I'm repping the Barcelona kit after they are absolutely smashing up Europe right now.
Yeah.
We'll definitely come on to Barcelona. Make sure to check out John if
Woo!
you are a United fan, but he does lots more football content on there as well. One of the most least biased and pleasant United fans I've ever had the pleasure with working with. And that's coming a lot from me.
Thank you.
So without further ado, let's jump into the predictions, and we're starting off with Real Madrid against AC Milan. Two of the most successful teams in this competition. 15-time winner Real Madrid take on 7-time winner AC Milan at the Santiago Bernabeu. Last time Madrid took the pitch at the Santiago Bernabeu, Barcelona gave them a slap 4-0. John, did you watch that game? It was absolutely mind-boggling.
I did. It's shocking.
Did you enjoy it? What did you think of Barcelona?
Honestly, I was expecting Barcelona to struggle a little bit, but so far they've been surprising everybody for... I mean, like, if you think about it, it shouldn't come as a surprise considering the talent that they have. I mean, Lamine Yamal is just a player that I just feel like the sky's the limit for this guy. And I feel like somebody like, he's so good. And I think Barcelona aren't in good hands. It's one of those things where, like, the club might not be run as, in tip-top shape, but at least the players are saving them. They're looking so good.
But what do you think of Madrid that game? Because they looked dangerous in the first half. Kylian Mbappe literally found himself offside about 9 times in the game. That's obviously credit to the Barcelona defence. But do you think Madrid didn't play well, or do you think they just got played off their own park?
I think it's more of the. I think it was more the latter than the former. But I think with respect to Madrid, it was always going to be this case where somebody as massive as Kylian Mbappe joining Real Madrid with the stars that they have, they're going to have to change their system and they're going to have to change their setup. And for Carlo Ancelotti, no matter how elite of a manager he is, he still has a lot of work cut out for him with respect to figuring out how to get the best out of somebody like Mbappe. Them offsides were ridiculous, and I think it was just one of those off days. But again, I think they have a lot of work to do, and I don't know if Real Madrid can sort of shape up and fix up this season.
Do you think they can do it against Milan though? Because it has to be for Real Madrid that they're going to have to fix up this season. This can't be a transition year with the squad that they've got. This has to be a winning year because that's the Madrid mentality. And then we've got AC Milan, who literally scraped a win against 10-man Club Brugge in match day 3. They were very, very lucky at San Siro to win that one. They haven't been playing well either. This is a monumental task for Milan to go to the Bernabeu. Even with Madrid getting beat against Barca, it's still a difficult place to go.
Absolutely. But I just feel like, actually, funny enough, I think actually no matter... They might... Look, Real Madrid, I don't think they're going to be perfect. But the reason why I feel like Real Madrid can win this game, and I think they will win this game, is because I know Vinny Jr. is going to be coming with smoke. After this whole situation with the Ballon d'Or, he's going to have a point to prove. And I don't know if Jude Bellingham's going to be in the mix, if Kylian Mbappe is going to be in the mix, but all I know for sure is that Vinny's going to be coming with smoke, and that energy is going to carry them to get a convincing victory against AC Milan.
So what's your prediction, John? What are you going for?
I'm going to go for a 3-0. To Real Madrid.
I'm going to go 2-0 to Madrid, but don't think we're too dissimilar in score predictions, and I just think Madrid are going to have to bounce back, and Milan are not as good as they used to be, and when Leal and Teo Hernandez don't play well, that left-hand side is completely vulnerable, and that's where Rodrigo will be, and Vinicius will be on the other side. So it's a tough one for Milan to go to the Bernabeu, but 2-0 from me, 3-0 from John. Slovan Bratislava take on Dinamo Zagreb, as Bratislava haven't won a game yet, while Zagreb are actually doing okay. Surprisingly, they are now higher in the table than Bayern Munich are, and Bayern beat them 9-2 on match day 1. This Champions League is genuinely crazy, and I think Zagreb might go to the Telhem poll and get a result. I'm going to go 2-1 to Dinamo Zagreb. What are you going for, John? What are you thinking?
I saw Bratislava got pumped by City and Celtic, so I'm going to go for a Dinamo Zagreb win. I'm going to go for a 4-1.
Nice and convincing win for the Croatian. PSV take on Girona in an interesting game. Girona obviously 3 points last time out against Slovan Bratislava, while PSV got a really good result at the Parc des Princes and probably could have won it. Well, even though PSG had that chance at the end to win it. A brilliant save by Benitez late on. PSV are at home. I can really only see a PSV win here. What about you, John? What are you thinking?
Same as well. PSV are doing very well in the Eredivisie, but they've yet to bag a win in the Champions League. So I think it might be a narrow victory for them. I'm going to probably go for a 2-1 win to PSV.
I'm going to go 1-0. I think it's going to be super duper narrow. I think it's going to be a game of defense, and we're going to see both teams just defend for their lives, like both did at the Parc des Princes, to be honest. Girona, unfortunately, getting beat very late on, and then PSV last time in match day did very, very well against PSG. So I'm going to go 1-0. There are our predictions. Borussia Dortmund are back at the Signal Iduna Park, and they take on Sturm Graz. John, what went wrong for Dortmund at the Bernabeu last time? 2-0 up, and then what happened?
I don't know. They just seem to be lacking concentration. I was actually very surprised watching that game. For me, I'm going to be completely transparent with you. Sometimes when I do predictions, I just go for a no-rules pick. And while I was looking through the crop of lists, I saw Sturm Graz. And the only really thing I know about Sturm Graz is that my boy Rasmus Højlund used to play there. So I'm going to say another shocking performance from Borussia Dortmund. And I'm going to go for a Sturm Graz win.
No way! Sturm Graz to win at the Signal. Oh my goodness, mate. You've heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, if Dortmund go 2-0 up at the Bernabeu and then get beat at home from Sturm Graz, holy moly, Sahin is in trouble. I mean, they've not played well in the Bundesliga, have they? So you might be onto one here. You might be onto one. For me, I can't see anything but a Dortmund win. They've got to react to that Bernabeu game in which they were so good in the first half, but then Real Madrid did what Real Madrid do. They don't play well, and they still score 5 goals. And Vinicius Jr. obviously played exceptionally. I'm going to go Dortmund 2, Sturm Graz 1. I do think it'll be close, but I think the Germans will get the win. Losk Lille, the home of our friend Leo's goals, have taken over the city of Madrid. I've heard the Madrid city now have a croissant waving as the flag of the national team. Screw the bear, it's now a croissant. They beat Real Madrid and Atletico in match day 2 and 3 respectively. They literally took over the city of Madrid. Absolutely insane. And now they've got Juventus, who were in an insane 4-4 draw against Inter Milan last weekend. Juve conceding 4 goals is shocking enough. Juve scoring 4 goals was also pretty shocking. But Yilmaz is killing it at the moment. Another great game for him. John, how do you see this one? I think this is too close after Lille's recent results.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Lille beat Atletico in quite the surprising fashion. And I actually feel like as much as Juventus are a strong side, Lille has been that surprising factor. Do I think they have enough to win? I don't think so. This is going to be my first draw prediction. I think I'm going to go for a draw in this one.
Which one are you got? I was going for a draw as well. What were you going to go for?
I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Nah, that's the one I was holding up. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go with the same prediction. I was literally holding up 1-1 to the camera because I just think Juve won't win. I just think Lille have got that much confidence. Who knows? No, you know what? You did it for Sturm Graz. Lille 2, Juventus 1. Bring it! Leo to go on a mad one with a croissant, because that it's just Lille just shocked me. They beat Real Madrid at home 1-0, albeit a penalty from David, right? Then they go to the Metropolitano, get battered the whole game and win 3-1. And it's just anything is possible. It's the Champions League.
There you go.
You've heard it here first. Speaking of Leo, it's his team now. Liverpool take on Bayern Leverkusen. What a beautiful game this could be. John, all eyes will be on this game for sure. What do you think?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think for Xabi Alonso, this is going to be a very, very important game because all that links with him taking over, and then now, Arne Slot's coming, and maybe Xabi Alonso lining himself with Real Madrid. There's a lot of connections in odd ways. But in terms of football, Bayer Leverkusen aren't as spicy as they were last season. And I think this was one of the tough ones that I was thinking about. So I don't know what to do here. I was thinking about my gut instinct, thinking that it was going to be a Bayer Leverkusen win. But I just feel like Liverpool have been surprising. And I had a bet with Leo that Liverpool were going to be bad this season. And conversely, it's been United that's been bad and Liverpool that's been stomping. So I'm not going to trust my gut instinct here, and I'm going to go with a Liverpool win.
It's at Anfield as well. Do you think that plays a factor in your decision on that one?
Absolutely, absolutely. Last season it might have been a different story, but this season it's a bit more milder from Bayer Leverkusen. So I'm going for that Liverpool win here.
Do you think they could get a draw? Do you think there's any chance that Leverkusen could go to Anfield and nick a draw or something? Because they did go unbeaten the whole of last year, bar the final of the Europa League.
Absolutely. My gut instinct told me that it would be a draw or a Bayer Leverkusen win, but my gut instincts have been failing me on all accounts this season. And I'm not coming to your channel, and I'm not coming to speak with my man James here and say that my gut instincts are going to be correct. This time I'm going to go against my gut instincts.
You're going for your head. You're going with what your head says.
There you go.
There you go. I am going to go a draw. I think 1-1. I think Liverpool have been exceptional this season. Arne Slot's been cooking. Leo's been on his jollies with his croissants in Liverpool outside the Liver building. But I tell you what, Liverpool are playing a lot. There's so many games, which is why, obviously, we're recording this the day after City went out of the League Cup to Tottenham and Man United beat Leicester 5-2 at Old Trafford. And I was quite happy for us to go out yesterday to the Tottenham Bottles because it saves us now another potential four games because we got 2 injuries last night, Akanji and Savio. So there's just too many games going on at the moment, and I think it might be just one too many for Liverpool, even though the fact that it is at Anfield. So I am going to go with 1-1. That's my gut instinct. And I'm going to stick with my gut. John, I'm going with my gut on this one.
There you go. Courage.
Let's go. I'm off to Portugal, to one of my favourite cities in Lisbon, as Sporting Club de Portugal take on City. But there is a reason why John is joining us here as a Manchester United fan. Will Ruben Amorim be the manager of Sporting Club Portugal on Tuesday? John, take it away, my dude. What are you thinking?
This is going to be the perfect goodbye gift for the Sporting Lisbon fans from Ruben Amorim.
I knew you were going to.
And this is going to be the perfect gift that Ruben Amorim is going to deliver to Manchester United fans, showing us on the world's biggest stage of football, saying, look, I could beat Man City. I got to go for a sporting win, baby. Come on!
I knew you were going to do this, bro. I knew it. That's why I literally teed you up for an open goal.
Let's go!
Do you think he's coming? Do you think he's going?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's pretty much set and done. And I'm very surprised that Manchester United have moved so swiftly in this case. But Ruben Amorim is a great target from Manchester United's perspective. He's promising. He's got a good relationship with young players. I've been watching Sporting Lisbon quite religiously and quite heavily these times, considering just just wanted to really watch what he's about. And he's showing exciting football. He's showing fluidity with respect to tactics and his faith in young talent and playing in that system with the courage and what they're able to show in the Portuguese league, albeit, but still, it's still a top league. And I'm really excited to see what Ruben Amorim has for Manchester United.
He's going to be a good manager. It's annoying, but he's going to be a good manager. And especially the fact that we were linked with him as well as City. It literally sets up perfectly, doesn't it? One game left. Your last game could be against Man City at home in the Champions League before going off to Manchester United. It's literally there. And that's why I knew you were going to go with a sporting win, because it is there for them. And they're in terrific form. They're 9 out of 9 in the Portuguese league. They're through to the Cup with a 3-1 win. They've not lost yet in the Champions League either. 2 wins and a draw in the opening 3. It's difficult, man. It's a difficult place to go. I remember us going there with Mateo Nunes and Pedro Gonçalves on the pitch. A couple of years ago. It was my first European away day, actually, John, to Sporting, and we won 5-1. Wow. I don't think we're going to win 5-1 this year. I think I've got to back my team. I'm going with a 2-1 win, but Gyökeres is probably going to score because he's an absolute baller. Can you see Gyökeres coming over to United?
I would love to. I would love it. I mean, if there's one thing that Manchester United fans can agree on, whether it be a striking issue or just a forward line issue overall, we need reinforcements, and we need them now. We need proven talent. I always said that Rasmus Højlund is that sort of potential striker to build on, but we need proven talent. And I think Victor Gyökeres is a phenomenal player. If he can bring Victor Gyökeres, and if he can bring somebody like Morten Hjulmand, like, I would be over the moon.
The Portuguese league is extraordinary for talents. If you look at half of City's team, it's come from Benfica or the Portuguese league. Ederson, Ruben Dias, and Bernardo Silva in particular is like the main 3 that came from Benfica. Obviously Nunes from Sporting Club de Portugal as well. Like, there is talent there, and Ruben Amorim literally has it at his fingertips, and I think he could be a good replacement for Erik ten Hag. Cool. Bologna are back at home. They're taking on Monaco. I mean, Monaco have been very inconsistent in this Champions League, but I still think the Monegasque are going to go there and get a result. Bologna were poor against Aston Villa in match day 3. They did hold out for as long as possible, but they're not cooking as much as last season, and obviously with the departure of Thiago Motta, that is probably the main case why. So I'm going with a comfortable 2-0 Monaco win. How about you, John?
I think Monaco is going to cruise to this victory, as much as respectfully to the Bologna fans. I think that game against Aston Villa, I didn't see anything convincing whatsoever that they were looking to try and really.
They had one chance on the edge of the box, and that was it.
Yeah, so I'm going to go for a 3-0 Monaco victory.
Shakhtar Donetsk are back in Gelsenkirchen, and they're taking on BFC Young Boys of Bern. So, a country hop for Young Boys. Young Boys have been poor in this competition, although they did give a good performance against Internazionale of Milan in match day 3, only to lose out on a late goal to Thuram, which probably should have been 2 from Thuram again. Great block off the line. I think Shakhtar will win this game. I'm going to go 1-0 to Shakhtar Donetsk. How about you, John?
I watched Manchester United play against the BS Young Boys. My first ever European away game. I saw Ronaldo score, and he hit the C. And then Wan-Bissaka got sent off, and then Bern beat us in extra time. And then they had us locked up in the stadium for over an hour as their fans did that Icelandic celebration. So I'm gonna be petty. I'm gonna go for a Shakhtar Donetsk win just because of that. They hurt me.
Hey, you know what? Every time you go on a European away, you're locked inside the stadium. And when you go to Madrid, you're in there for 2 hours, mate.
Oh.
Like, yeah, it's vile. It can be vile, some of them. And Turkey is the one probably to avoid for European aways. All part of the fun, though, isn't it, John?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How was that? How was going to Bern?
That was incredible. The experience was unbelievable. I love Switzerland so much, and the city of Bern itself was beautiful.
Hope you had a good high credit limit. Aston Villa, top of the Champions League. Who would have thought that? I ruled them out. Everybody ruled them out. But the minute that they played Bayern Munich, after the first result against Young Boys, I knew that they were going to start cooking. And now they go to Club Brugge, and it should be another 3 points for Aston Villa. They've been absolutely incredible so far, and I just hope that their journey continues. I'd love to see them get in the top 8. John, have you been impressed with Aston Villa so far?
Yeah, and I'm also kind of like having this like anger and like spite for how good Aston Villa have been. I mean, Unai, good evening, Emery. I think
you could never go against good evening.
You cannot.
You can never doubt him.
You cannot. That win streak in the Champions League, they deserve it. They've been on fire. I think I'm gonna go for an Aston Villa win here as well.
So am I. What are you going for?
I'm gonna go for a 3-0 win.
Really? I'm going 4. I genuinely think that Brugge are there for the taking.
Well.
Yes, they've impressed in match day 1 against Dortmund, but haven't really impressed since, and I think Aston Villa could really cook Brugge. Feyenoord are back at De Kuip. However, they lost their big Classico the day before we recorded this to Ajax by 2-0 at home. How much of an impact is that going to have on Feyenoord, John?
I think it will have an impact in terms of how they're going to be mentally shaping up. But their opposition this time against Salzburg. Salzburg have been fighting for their lives in the Champions League, and they're sitting 34th at this moment, I think. So as much as Feyenoord will be feeling the damage done against Ajax, I think they'll recoup, and I think they'll be able to go for a win here.
I do agree, because they were so good against Benfica. Very surprising against Benfica in the last match day, because Benfica destroyed Atletico Madrid and then got destroyed by Feyenoord, and Feyenoord were excellent in that game at the Estadio de Luz. So I'm also going with a Feyenoord win. I'm going 3-0. What about you?
I'm going to go for a 2-1. I think Salzburg because of the fact that they're going to be fighting for their absolute lives. They'll score 1, but I think Feyenoord is just gonna overpower them.
PSG are back at the Parc des Princes after a disappointing game against PSV. Now they're playing Atletico Madrid, who are off double back-to-back losses in the Champions League. One against the smashing of Benfica, and another, the surprise defeat in the Metropolitano against Lille. Not easy now going to the Parc des Princes, but PSG are in a bit of disarray. How do you see this one, John? I can't call it at the moment.
Look, this one was a bit difficult one, but I've been keeping a close eye on a favorite player of mine at PSG. He goes by the name of Igangin. He is a La Liga expert. He's played for Mallorca. He's played for Valencia. So I think Luis Enrique has been showing him more faith, especially now that Kylian Mbappe has left. If Luis Enrique does start Igangin, which I believe he will, I think they'll go for a win here. So I see PSG actually winning this one.
I actually do agree. I think PSG will win this one, because I think the fact that they're home, they need a result. They were good against PSV, but just could not break down that defence. And that's what's making me go, ooh, because the Atletico defence is what Simeone prides himself on as a manager. But they were so bad against Lille, and they were so bad against Benfica. I'm also going with the PSG win. I'm going 3-1 to PSG, and Atletico really to start tearing Simeone's hair out. What do you think, John?
I'm going to go for a 2-0 PSG win.
The tale of two very unpredictable teams. FC Bayern München, who beat 9-2 Zagreb in matchday 1, are now lower than them. And then the other contrast is Benfica absolutely smashing everybody, going to the top, and then getting slapped at home in matchday 3 against Feyenoord. Now they go to the Allianz. Surely, John, Bayern bounce back here. Surely, right?
Yes. I mean, I looked at it. Both teams were getting slapped up left, right, and center. But I just feel like Bayern Munich, I can't see them losing again. I think they're going to have to shape up, and I think this is the game where they bounce back. So I'm going to go for a Bayern Munich win here.
They were so bad against Barca.
Yeah.
They were so bad. It's like you look at the team on paper, both teams, it's quite close. It wasn't. It was an absolute embarrassment from Bayern Munich.
Yeah, it is.
It was amazing from Barcelona, but it was embarrassing. I'm going to draw. I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going with a draw. Yeah. I know Bayern are at home, and I know obviously both of the games that they've lost have been away. One at Villa, one obviously the Olympic Stadium in Barcelona. But for me, I just don't think they're good enough. I'm going 1-1.
Cool. I'm gonna go for 1-0 Bayern Munich win. I don't think it'll be a statement win, but I think it'll be a scrappy win.
Scrappy win, but that could be a statement for Bayern at this point.
True. Very true.
Sparta Prague return back to Prague to take on surprise package Brest. Never underestimate the power of the breast. We're such kids. Prague impressed me, though, at the Etihad, well, mainly their fans off the pitch because they were sensational. On the pitch, they gave us a bit of a scare in the early exchanges, but we kind of devoured them, didn't we? A decent win for City to sort of get us rocking on the board before getting beat to the Tottenham Hotspur Bottles the day before we recorded this. I think Brest are going to win again. Never underestimate the power of the Brest, John. What do you think?
So I knew nothing about Brest. I looked into it. They're sitting 10th in Ligue 1 at this moment.
Yeah, they're bouncing at the moment, Brest. They're doing so well. I think why they're 10th in Ligue 1, John, is because they're going for it in the Champions League. And why not? A good draw at home to Leverkusen. Leverkusen, a very good team. Florian Wirtz didn't really have his shooting boots on. And that equaliser was absolutely fantastic. I'm actually going to go 2-1 Brest here. I genuinely think that their Champions League form is going to continue.
Well, I'm going to go for a 1-0 win here for Brest.
Barcelona head to the Maracanã of Serbia. John, I know you've done a European away. If you can, go to Belgrade. It is so toxic. It's so fun. It is the Maracanã of Serbia. It is incredible. And Barcelona, the team that I'm repping today, absolutely killing it at the moment. They're destroying anyone in their way. 4-1 against Bayern. 4-0 against Madrid at the Bernabeu. Absolutely. No, anyone in their wake, they're coming for you. Barcelona 6, Red Star Belgrade 0. You've heard it here first. There's my prediction.
I'm going to go for a Lewandowski scoring, hat-trick, doing a TikTok dance celebration. I'm going to go for a 3-0 win.
It has to be. Has to be Barca. So after I finish my jollies in Lisbon, I'm heading to Milan because it was 300 quid to get back to Manchester, my home, or £11 on Ryanair to get to Milan, and then £55 for this ticket. So why not? Let's go for it. Inter Arsenal. I think this might be a dull game because Inter, obviously, I was very surprised that they hit 4 and conceded 4 against Juventus. That's not the Italian way. But I'm going with an Inter win just because I just don't think Arsenal can play away at those Champions League big venues yet. I'm going 2-0 to Inter, but it to be a scrapey 2-0. And Arsenal obviously losing Gabriel. Now, what's that going to do for their defence? John, what do you think about this one?
Very interesting. I saw Arsenal, they won 2 and drew once. Their wins against Shakhtar Donetsk and PSG. I watched those games. They weren't too convincing in my view. And I also had that Inter Milan was going to actually surprise people and beat Arsenal. I went for a 2-0 Inter win.
We agree. Great minds think alike. Impressive in the Champions League so far, but they just couldn't break down that Celtic Scottish defensive bus. However, Stuttgart, well, they need a win, and they're at home. They've probably got to win, so I'm going with a draw. 1-1, that's my prediction.
I'm going to go for a Atalanta win here because my boy Ademola Lookman's there. Rasmus used to play there as well. Sebastian Hoeneß hasn't been too hot this season. He's been loved by the football community since the past year, but it hasn't been too good. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Atalanta win.
So that brings an end to our Champions League predictions, but of course, we're going to do a bonus one. We've not got good vibes, John, on to not hear about his beloved Manchester United. And they take on the Greek champions PAOK in the Europa League at Old Trafford. I think this is going to be a fantastic game. John, I'll let you lead this one.
Yeah, I mean, look, for as long as we can see Ruud van Nistelrooy in charge, for as long as we can see Ruben Amorim coming as quickly as possible, whatever it may be, whoever's in charge, at the end of the day, we want to see the return of the good vibes. And we saw that recently in that 5-2 victory against Leicester in the League Cup, albeit it was the League Cup side, a League Cup Leicester side, resting some of their key players. But nonetheless, you can see from what we saw in that performance that the players can kick ball. There was fluidity. There was lethality. They finished their chances. Oh, my days. We can see that the players have that. For whatever reason, it just didn't work out for him and Erik ten Hag, and I wish Erik ten Hag the best. But respectfully to PAOK, I think this is a great opportunity for Manchester United to capitalize on building good vibes and building momentum. So I'm going to go for a Manchester United win here.
Good vibes, John says good vibes United, so I've probably got to agree with that. I'm actually going to go 4-0 United because although PAOK are the Greek champions and this is an excellent away day for them, this is the new manager bounce now. This is the chance that Manchester United have to be able to start really cooking. When Casemiro scoring 35-yard screamers and nearly having a hat-trick in that game against Leicester, somebody's a bit revitalised and Rashford was inches away from scoring an overhead kick. So it's crazy because the players knew that Ten Hag was going to go, and I don't think the players tried for Ten Hag, especially in the later stages of his management reign at United. And then the minute he's gone, they started trying again. Although it was a Carabao Cup Leicester team, I think United were excellent against Leicester. So I am going 4-0 United. John, what's your prediction for your beloved Manchester United?
I want to go 5-0, but I'm worried I'm worried, James, because God forbid if something happens and United don't win or it's a close game. I know Leo is going to be breathing down my neck, so I'm going to go for a modest 2-0 win.
Stay modest, but bring the good vibes.
Yes, sir.
So that is our match day 4 Champions League predictions. Will Aston Villa continue at the summit? And will Manchester United score 5 goals against Greek champions PAOK? Thank you very much, John, for coming on. I appreciate you, man. Make sure to go and check him out. Link is in the description. John, I need a very quick prediction from you. Hopefully, I'll see you before the derby. But if not, I need a derby prediction quickly.
I'm going to go for a United win. United, come on!
No! I'm ending it there. That's a joke! Like and subscribe.